How's it going, everyone? Today I'm here with my WWE NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. How's it going, everyone? I'm here with my WWE TakeOver Brooklyn review. Of course, the show took place live on the WWE Network. And, coming out of this show, I gotta say, man, was that show a blast. It was extremely fun. Probably one of, if not the best TakeOver special so far, in my opinion. As of right now, I think it's either this or TakeOver Rival, I would say, are probably the running for the best two TakeOvers this year so far. But extremely awesome, fun show. And the thing I really loved about the show the most, I think, was just they really made it seem like it was important. Like, they really made it out to seem like it was like pretty much the WrestleMania version of NXT. That's how big they tried to make the show to be, and I think they succeeded for the most part. They had a big show feel to it. You had, throughout the show, they showed different people at the show, like Hall of Famers like Ric Flair, Sergeant Slaughter and whatnot. They showed Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and X-Pac, and even Seth Rollins was there. So they really try to make it seem like a big show, which I really liked about it as well. As well as just the overall great show in general. Each match was pretty much really, at least good in my opinion. So TakeOver, has yet to disappoint. NXT has yet to, see, I'm so excited, I'm stumbling on my words, I apologize for that. But as I was trying to say, NXT has still yet to disappoint with their specials. Definitely a great show here, without a doubt, so definitely good stuff there. We kicked off the show with Triple H opening a promo basically saying, how far NXT has come and, how it's become what it is today because of the fans and whatnot, saying basically, we are NXT. And just, a little moment of him in the ring. Similar to what happened at NXT Rival, the first special they did, similar to that, so that was cool. And then we're going onto the show, which opened up with Tyler Breeze versus Jushin Thunder Liger. Awesome to see Jushin Thunder Liger in a WWE ring, the first time ever, so it was really cool to see that. Tyler Breeze was another WrestleMania-like entrance coming out, which I thought was awesome. Overall match, I thought it was, it was a good, solid opener here. It was pretty short, though. It only got about, I want to say 7 or 8 minutes, so it was fairly short, but I think it did get the job done for the most part and put on a very solid opener. Liger looked awesome, his little comedy stuff with Breeze mimicking him. Did the Shawn Michaels like pose on the top rope after Breeze did it. Even took the selfie stick and started taking some selfies, so that was pretty entertaining. But yeah, Liger looked good, Breeze looked good. Liger ended up getting the victory with the Liger Bomb, which I was really shocked by because I know this is Liger's first WWE match, but I think Tyler Breeze really needed this win more than Liger did. So, and Tyler Breeze is just, I don't know, when's the last time he's even won a big match? When he beat Sami Zayn at TakeOver last year in May? So it's been over a year since, I've seen him win a big match, so I really felt like he needed to win this match, but, he can always recover from it. I think he can just win another big match, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. Tyler Breeze is really good talent, so I really hope they don't mess things up with him. So yeah, good solid opening match there. Good stuff. From there we have a video package showing the, or a vignette, I should say, of, oh man, I'm going blank with her name already. Nia Drex. That's it, Nia Drex. I totally went blank there and couldn't think of it. From what I know, she's The Rock's cousin, I think. So, she's pretty big too. Not saying like, she's fat or anything, but she's a big girl. But yeah, I'm interested to see her. I haven't seen anything of her actually, so it's gonna be interesting to see how she plays out in the division. So she's coming. From there on, we go to the NXT Tag Team Championship match: Blake and Murphy versus the Vaudevillains. Of course, this whole match is revolved around Alexa Bliss screwing the Vaudevillains over in the last tag team title match, so the whole thing was who's going to even the score for the Vaudevillains, and they end up bringing back Blue Pants. She comes out, the Vaudevillains decked out in blue, so it's kind of a clear indication of what they're going to, or who they're going to have in their corner. But this tag team title match was really fun. I really liked it. I really liked the, the crowd was firmly behind the Vaudevillains, and it was just, the crowd was really into it too, so I thought this was a very fun NXT Tag Team title match. Blake and Murphy looked pretty good, as well as the Vaudevillains. Really played that role of, the Vaudevillains trying to get that hot tag, Aiden English trying to get that hot tag to Simon Gotch. That was pretty much the role they played in this this match here. And when finally Simon Gotch got the hot tag, of course, the place when he erupted. Simon Gotch looking like a beast. Definitely the MVP of this match. He was mildly over, and he looked really good in this match, especially when Blake and Murphy tried to give Aiden English a double superplex, and then Simon Gotch did the spot where he ends up powerbomb both guys down. That was really well done. Of course, in the match, Alexa Bliss tried to get involved, but then Blue Pants, fended her off, which led to the Vaudevillains winning tag team championships from Blake and Murphy. Really happy they won the tag team titles. Vaudevillains are really deserving of it. I think they should have won the tag team titles last year when they faced the Lucha Dragons at TakeOver Our Evolution. I felt like they should have won the tag team titles there, but you know what? They're still, relevant. It's not like they faded away or anything. So I'm glad they finally got the tag team titles. and I hope to see a good run with them with them tag team titles. So definitely a really good tag team title match there. From there, we go on to the debut of Apollo Crews, taking on Dillinger, of course. Apollo Crews, a lot of hype surrounding his debut, a guy that, you know, I didn't really know up until late last year, a little before he actually came to WWE, actually. So a lot of hype surrounding his debut here. Very, very good performance from him. You know, this is I'd say it's your typical NXT debut match where it's not very long, but you definitely showcase the new talent and what they're capable of doing. So I thought they did that perfectly here. Apollo Crews is looking absolutely great. You know, a guy his size should not be moving the way he was moving. He's just absolutely amazing, and I'm really excited to see his future in NXT, and I definitely see him being a future NXT champion, so I'm really excited to see where it goes from there. Of course, he beat Ty Dillinger with his with the UHA combination minus the standing shooting star with the, you know, which is a grill press, followed by a standing moonsault. So sick finisher for him, and I definitely, like I said, I think they really showcased him really well in this match, and which you should do usually in debut matches, is showcase how good the person is. So I thought they did a good job there. So yeah, great debut for Apollo Crews, in my opinion. From there on, we go to Samoa Joe versus Baron Corbin. This match, to me, you know, I wasn't really into it, to be honest. I thought it was, you know, like, I don't know. The beginning was really slow too. They're just locking submissions in and not really doing too much. But they went to the outside and did some few things. You know, Samoa Joe throwing Baron Corbin to the barricade. So the match progressively got better. But you know, I wouldn't say this is really too much to talk about. Definitely by far Baron Corbin's best match, which is not to say much by any means, but it's definitely his best match. And I think this match showcased that Baron Corbin can go. You know, a lot of people criticize him because he has these minute matches or whatever, and people say, oh, he can't go longer than 2 minutes, but I think he worked pretty good. You know, I think he showcased he definitely can go. I'm not saying he can go 30 minutes, but he can definitely go, you know, I think a good solid 10 minutes he can go and have a good match with. So this match was good for what it was. Samoa Joe ended up getting the victory when Baron Corbin hit a choke bomb onto him, which Samoa Joe countered into a key to clutch, and then, you know, Baron Corbin passed out and the referee rang the bell. So Samoa Joe wins the match via pass out, or, you know, via submission, however you want to put it. But yeah, that was, you know, for a Baron Corbin match, it was good. I enjoyed it for what it was. And then we go on to my opinion, which was match of the night. Before we got to it, of course, Stephanie McMahon came out, putting NXT over. Actually, I think after the Apollo Crews match, or after this match, whatever, they announced the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, which will be a tournament basically starting on September 2nd and running to the next TakeOver special, which will be on October 7th. So I think that's pretty cool of them to do a Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournament thing, which will end at the next TakeOver special in October. So that's really cool of them to do. So that's something to look forward to on the coming weeks of NXT to see how that tournament progresses. But yeah, back to what I was just talking about. Stephanie McMahon came out to introduce the Women's Championship match, of course. Sasha Banks defending against Bayley here. And in my opinion, the match of the night. Holy shit. I know, I feel like I've said this for every TakeOver so far, for every women's title match, but this honestly was the best women's match I've ever seen. Not even kidding. It was spectacular. If you thought Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks at the last TakeOver was great, watch this. This was even better, and I love that match. So to me to say this match is better, that's saying a lot. And this was just absolutely fantastic. This is pretty much everything you can ask in a wrestling match. This is the match that you can show people and say, this is why I love professional wrestling. It was that good. To the entrances, to the end, you know, Sasha Banks coming out with security into the whatever car she came into, coming out, you know, just a WrestleMania-like entrance for Sasha Banks, and just the overall match was just so good. You can't even describe it. The story was there, the emotion was there, you know, the brutality of it too was there. You know, the whole story was with Bayley's hand and Bayley not being able to win the big one. Bayley, of course, you know, Sasha Banks almost breaking her hand in the match, and there's a moment in the match where Bayley's reaching for the ropes, and then Sasha Banks just starts stomping on her hand. It was just brutal, and just the near falls and the drama, just everything you can ask for in a match, honestly, was there. It was, you can say, honestly, borderline perfect. I can't speak highly enough of this match. It's a must-see match. I would say potentially match of the year. I'm including every match. I'm including the Triple Threat from the Royal Rumble. I'm including Cena and Owens from Money in the Bank. Any match you can possibly think of from WWE this year, that is, I would put that up there. And I wouldn't, honestly, well, I wouldn't say I wouldn't, but you know, it wouldn't surprise me that, you know, people will put that as the #1 match so far, and I wouldn't really argue it, to be honest. So just goes to show you how awesome this match was. It was truly, it's breathtaking, and just like I said, the near falls were just spectacular. You know, Sasha Banks locking this bank statement, you know, Bayley hitting the belly to Bayley, and her kicking out, and then just the ending was so awesome with Bayley hitting a reverse hurricane off the second rope, followed by a belly to Bayley for the 1, 2, 3 to win the NXT Women's Championship. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I was actually kind of surprised Bayley won, just because I thought Sasha Banks would have it for at least a few more months before she dropped it. I know she's on the main roster now and whatnot, so usually when you get on the main roster, you usually lose the title whenever you're defending it next. But I don't know, I saw her holding it for at least another month or 2 or 3. But yeah, just by far, match of the night, and just an amazing moment too. With the pop Bayley got was just spectacular, and of course Charlotte and Becky Lynch came out to congratulate her, and of course Sasha Banks got back in the ring, and they all hugged it out, did a little curtain call for the 4 horsewomen. So definitely an amazing match, followed by an amazing aftermath moment, just spectacular. And there, from there we go on to the main event, which was the ladder match for the NXT Championship, Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens. Excuse me, damn good ladder match here from both guys. Really, you know, started off pretty slow, but definitely progressed. Both guys having amazing entrances, by the way, especially Kevin Owens. He seemed hype as can be. I mean, the excitement he had, you would have thought he was winning the title for sure. That's how pumped up he was. I think even his parents were there, so it was a big deal. And of course, Finn Balor, the Demon, coming out, looks absolutely spectacular. But yeah, like I said, damn good ladder match. Like I said, started a little bit slow. You can tell, you know, there's time in the match where just the two of them weren't on the same page, kind of, because there'd be time where, you know, like Balor was getting up really slowly, so Owens had to slowly get the ladder up to, you know, time it with Balor getting up. But yeah, this was good. This was a really good ladder match. You know, the brutality was definitely there. You know, at the end of the match, Owens took a brutal fall on the ladder, which nearly killed him. And you know, there's a spot where Finn Balor was climbing it, and Kevin Owens like grabbed his leg and caught him to a powerbomb, which I thought was absolutely awesome. Finn Balor hitting a coup de grace onto him. So just a damn good main event, you know, and it went over too. The match actually started right around the 2-hour mark, so this show actually went over 20 minutes because of the, you know, the time the main event and the women's title match got too. So yeah, damn good ladder match. You know, I'd say maybe this is their best match. You know, their 3 series of matches they've had, all of them have been great in my opinion, but this may be the best match they've had. In my opinion, that is. I really enjoyed this ladder match. I thought it was really good, especially the ending. The ending pretty much really personified how a ladder match should end, with that big finish. You know, of course, like I said, you know, Owens ended up taking a really bad fall on the back of his head when he got knocked down onto a ladder. And then Finn Balor, not on the top rope, but the step before the top, so the second to the top of the ladder, he hit the coup de grace from there, and Owens just looked like he was dead. So Finn Balor went up, grabbed the NXT Championship, and retains the title. So, in a really good ladder match. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great match. You know, I really enjoyed the spots in it. I think that really personified what a really good ladder match should be. You know, it had a little bit of wrestling, had a little bit of brutality, and it had that finish, that definitive finish where, you know your opponent's done for. You know, that's really gravitates the viewer, like, oh, that's it. You know, it's not a question in your mind, that's it. And I thought, you know, they really had those 3 key elements in that match, so that's why I really enjoyed it. But yeah, that'll do it for my review of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Like I said, damn good show. Really enjoyed it. It really wasn't a dull moment on the show. The crowd was red hot into it. The women's title match, unbelievable. The main event was just really good. I really enjoyed it. And, you know, just wrestling rules. Tomorrow night, SummerSlam. Have fun trying to top this show. You're gonna have to do a lot to top this show, because this show is absolutely awesome. But that'll do it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, I'll see you guys then.